What's up, Dillo?
Are we just starting like that?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm much chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Here at episode 7. Woo! Crazy.
Well, give me the translation on that. What is that, 7?
That's 7.
That's 7, nice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people see that as a lucky number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we hit it. That's where we are today. First and foremost, want to thank everybody for the awesome support that we got.
Yeah.
Especially, like, from the last episode specifically, like, our viewership jumped a crap ton.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, there was the premiere,
mm-hmm.
and then that one was really probably the biggest one.
Very cool. So we're super appreciative of that. And even if it doesn't continue forward, although we hope it does, we're super thankful.
A lot of people, the main things I noticed for sure were, one, a lot of family, like further away family noticed that I did this, and they're like, whoa. And I think it's at least professional enough that they were like, is this a real show?
Yeah, right.
Like it really threw them off for a quick second. Also, a lot of people asking if you were okay. Everyone saying.
I like that a lot. That was really cool.
People were
I'm not gonna
concerned.
lie. Considering, like, yeah, it was, like, not a joke to me, but
Yeah.
considering that it was just, like, part of the episode or whatever, I honestly didn't expect people to actually reach out.
Yeah.
Genuinely, that was dope.
Like, even in some texts, people were like, I hope they find out what's going on. I hope everything's good. I'm
Me
like,
too.
Yeah, that's how it is. Also, there was, like, a whole, like, behind-the-scenes thing where you made a new Instagram, and I had the joke to make that your profile picture.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would just throw off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, people would be like, who is this man?
Yeah, what is this up to?
Bobby. That doesn't look like Bobby. But yeah, it's good because this week you're going to get an MRI, so it's in the other room.
I was like, this is news to me.
Yeah, it's like, it's
in my laundry room.
Yeah, in the laundry room next to the dryer.
Oh my god, did I ever tell you when I got the brain MRI and I had
No.
a panic attack?
No.
Because, like, I have, like, a fear of, like, loud noises.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, like, the emergency broadcast system?
Yes.
Like, like that shit bugs me out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's
The old THX logo from
Yeah.
back in the day. The
really hectic.
like, loud ass shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no expectations going into that brain MRI that it was just going to be, like, the loudest noises I've ever heard in my entire life.
How long was it?
Oh, too long.
Oh,
it was
shit.
like,
because I had one, and it was like 30 minutes, and they played like the radio.
yeah, no.
It was like super. Like, I thought it was bad because it was like super tight, but at least I was like, oh, they're playing something.
My mom had told me about one that she did like that too, so I was hoping it was like that, but it was the opposite of that. It was
Yeah.
like they had me wear earplugs because that's how fucking terrible those noises are. I looked it up afterward, and apparently it's like magnets moving around in there and shit like that. But holy crap, it's like car crashes right in your ear.
Jesus.
Yeah, not fun. But thanks for the support. That was cool.
It's real nice.
We hope to have more of it, and don't worry, we got some super fun stuff planned today.
Oh yeah.
Another fun segment for y'all to play along with Dylan. He doesn't know about it. He knows a little bit of it. You know what's crazy as I'm realizing this right now is I don't have a name for it. So I'm just gonna.
I mean, we're not doing.
I'm gonna bullshit a name.
But Bob, we got 15 minutes to come up with a name. Easy.
What is it like? Oh no, it's 12 minutes at this point.
Jeez.
We try to hit the segments around that 15-ish minute mark. But Dylan, what you been up to?
Nothing. Just like school. Yeah.
What about
Very
school?
boring stuff. So yesterday I had to watch a podcast about
us?
About the rose industry, and I normally if this class would be I saw what the professor was doing, because normally if you take the class spring semester, this would perfectly line up with Valentine's Day. But it doesn't because it's the fall semester. But I had to watch about how, like, on Valentine's Day you have to ship all of the roses for just one day, and everyone buys roses on that one day and no one buys roses on any other day. And it's super weird how you have to like line it up, and like shit goes wrong where it's like, oh, the barge crashed and like roses
shit,
fell.
yeah, we're
I'm like,
on that one day.
And like every continent, like every culture likes a different shaped rose, so they have to like take the roses out at a certain time and like block block the sun so they don't bloom.
Turn. Yeah,
I was like
crazy.
And they're all South America because it's summer when it's winter here.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I write about that. I was like, easy.
And
this is a
podcast?
Yeah, it's like I think it's Radiolab. Radiolab or NPR, I think.
Low-key want to check this out?
Oh yeah, no, like Radiolabs, NPR, anyone affiliated with any of those are like some of the best podcasts just because they're like, oh, this is a huge thing. And it's like 30 minutes, right? Like we speak an hour about nothing in a segment.
Yeah, word, right.
And these people are talking about like the international rose market. And like they're interviewing this guy. He's like, he was born in the Netherlands and moved here to sell roses. Like 8 generations of them sold roses. So I'm like, what is this show? And I was like, oh, I have to write 3 paragraphs. I'll write like a whole essay about this.
That low-key reminds me of listening to NPR on the radio with my dad. My dad, for some reason, loves AM radio. Like, that's his shit, bro. Wow. Fuck music. When we're in Dad's car, we listen to AM radio. But he used to, like, I think it was on the weekends, NPR used to do, like, a trivia game show that was actually really dope.
Shit.
And they would bring in, like, not celebrities, not to the point, like, you know, A-list celebrities, but they'd bring in, like, well-known people to come, and then they'd be part of the segment, too, which was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Like weirdly enough, I kind of like that because it's sort of what we do here. Like we do like the fun little like.
Yeah, we're honestly just NPR.
We're just NPR.
We're actually.
Better watch out. National Public Radio. Yeah. I think that's what your name stands for.
Mm-hmm. And yesterday in class, I got triggered again because not only were people outwardly supporting us and sending me texts in the middle of class.
Oh yeah.
But I had to watch one of my biggest pet peeves ever, which is watching someone give a presentation. But now they're giving it online over a webcam, and like their parents are yelling in the back.
Do people still bullshit them online?
They try, or like they have a thing in front of them, and they're just like they're obviously reading, just like, you know.
I meant more in the sense like, dude, like, have you seen one where they don't know what they're talking about when it's like, bro, you're at home?
No, they're all pretty prepared.
Okay,
but just the PTSD of years of not only me working on not having terrible presentations, but just seeing some of these people with some of the worst presentations I've ever seen. I hate it's like the worst. It's like people pick a topic that they don't know about, and then they get up there and they're nervous. It's like, of course you don't know like what you're talking about. You just randomly picked it.
I will never forget. All right, so this is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I had this kid in the 1 year that I went to college before I was like, fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in one of my first semester classes.
Yeah.
He was I think he was like Guyanese or he might have been Indian. Yeah. The point is, because he had the accent. But point is, he came to me and he was like, hey, do you want to be friends? Da, 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 da. Sorry if that was offensive.
Bro, it sounds
exactly
bro, it sounds just like him.
That's
bro.
exactly how he sounded. And I didn't know anybody at college, so I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And by friends, I mean like I saw him that one class all the time. But I quickly came to realize that this kid was kind of like he was a, what do you call that word? A procrastinator, you know? And that's not to say that I am, because I am a procrastinator for sure. But I get the work done is what I'm saying. This guy like literally leaves it to the last second type shit.
Yeah.
So.
And you're doing a presentation with him?
No, let me get there.
Oh, okay.
So I had him in the first semester class, and that was it. And then he barely even showed up to that class, so I didn't really see him ever, right? And then in the second semester I was there, I had him again, but in my English class. And I would always hang out at the pool table at the little student center with like a group of guys there, and he'd always see me there, and he'd always try to get information from me. And he'd always be like, oh, do you know, like, what did we do, like, then or this week? Because he'd never show up.
He just never went to class.
Yeah, so I was like... And, like, after, like, the third or fourth time, I was like, dude, you just gotta, like, go, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta fucking go to class.
The worst.
So, to get to the presentation thing, my final for that English class was to give, I had to write a research paper. But I also had to give, like, a 5 to 10 minute presentation alongside it.
Okay.
So.
With him or just
No, it was all individual.
Oh. Good.
So,
the best.
You know, I had seen a couple presentations, some good, some bad, blah, 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 about a lot of different things, crazy things. What was cool is that it was a free research project, so you got to kind of see what everybody was kind of into or whatever, wanted to be.
Well, that's the best, because for the most part, people shouldn't have to procrastinate that one. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, it's something you're passionate about.
Exactly. Or at least want to learn.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I want to research this. And even then, you could just Wikipedia it and learn all of it.
Mm-hmm. But, kid you not, I can't make this up. Class starts, maybe like 3 presentations go on. Guess who strolls in? 4 presentations in. Our friend.
Yeah.
He comes in, and you like their body language is telling it all. This man is unprepared. Like, if you went in the dictionary and looked up the word, that guy is right. Like, bro, sweating, looking, everywhere, right? Like, heavy breathing. And I'm just like, oh my God.
This is going to be great.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I hate it. It's the worst feeling.
So,
that's
no
secondhand.
The teacher goes down the list and gets to his name and asks him to present. He gets up with a USB stick and he's like, okay. And he gets to the front and he's like, fixes his clothes, whatever,
sweaty or whatever,
puts the stick in the computer, and he pulls up the slideshow, and I shit you not, the first frame says a completely different class with a completely different professor, like, instead of English 101 blah blah blah, bro, it was like history 3.0, like some complete different shit.
Did he do a presentation for a different class?
He did a presentation about the Holocaust. So we're all just sitting there, and I shit you not, Dylan.
That shouldn't be funny.
No, it's not, but it gets hilarious.
Yeah.
So he really quickly just like skips past the first frame with like the professor's name on it, and then he like looks up nervously at the professor of the class, and he's like, "So I did my presentation today on the Holocaust," and he goes on blah blah blah, and I don't want to over-exaggerate
That's the last thing you want to do, an unprepared presentation.
Right? About. I'm really not trying to over-exaggerate it. I'm not at all. But I swear, this kid was like, Hitler was a bad guy. And I was like, what? Like, you're going to lead with that? Hitler was a bad guy? No fucking shit.
Damn, how do you give he gives an untasteful presentation?
He like, dude, it was like 3 minutes. He staggered along, and he said like 4 other things like that, like really obvious things. He was like, they were the bad guys, and I'm like, yeah.
Not much research went into this.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? It was insane. I honestly think it may have been for like a class of the past semester, because he didn't even know anything about that. It was crazy.
Like, I get, because I've been there, especially my first time in college, just not being prepared for anything, not studying or whatever. But when it comes to that, it's like, how busy are you that you can't make, like, you don't even have to make slides. Like, I remember one time I did a presentation, I didn't even have slides, and it worked because I knew what I was talking about.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And
even just the way you present it tells a lot.
Just it was public speaking too. He's like, I'd rather you not have stuff up because you're supposed to be speaking. Yeah. And I'm like, makes sense. But the worst presentation I saw was this guy who went up, and we were supposed to do a presentation about a business. Just pick a business, 2 minutes. Halfway through, people found out that you could just play a video, and that was your presentation. So a bunch of people played videos and just went, that was my presentation, and just sat down, and I'm like,
it's like a fucking TED Talk.
Yeah. But they don't add anything to it.
Wow.
And I remember one kid, he was actually one of the ones who went first, and he had to go up, which is the worst, because now you're really unprepared because someone called you up. And he chose the company Costco, and this guy knew nothing about it. This guy never went to Costco. He's never shopped in his life. I'm pretty sure this guy would get lost in CVS, right? Like this
Let
guy,
alone fucking Costco.
Yeah. That's just like the huge store. He has wrong. He's like, it used to be called Sam's Club, and I'm like, it was that. And the professor knows. The professor like, it wasn't, and he's like, I'm pretty sure it was. And then he's like giving wrong information. The membership costs $75, and she's like, it costs $50. It costs $50. It costs $75.
Like he's still going with it.
Yeah. And me, someone who watched the video about Costco 2 weeks beforehand, I'm like,
oh yeah,
yeah. She's like, can anyone speak about this? And I'm like, well, they don't have. And I'm like actually giving information. And I didn't even do the research. Yeah. And I'm like, I already know more than this guy.
Fucking,
like,
you've stepped foot in a Costco.
Yeah. I at least know how the membership thing works. I know that it's cheap because they make money off the membership. Mm-hmm. And the people with the video were the worst, because they would just be like, they would show a 15-minute YouTube video and go, Ronaldo has a good work ethic, and then they would sit down, and I'm like, that had nothing to do with Ronaldo's business. You just showed a video, like it was like top 10 best things about Ronaldo. I was like, these people, and they all got good grades. I'm like, God, I wish we had a tough professor and not one that just let us show a video.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of videos, Do I have this segment for you?
Oh, fuck. I'm excited.
As I had mentioned previously, I don't have a name for this. I have this segment fully prepared. I'm ready to do this.
I mean...
It's fun as hell, but...
Comment this!
Nah, that was whack. We're going to call it the comments game.
Nice.
Happy?
Comments game. Because then we could do it with anything.
Yeah. Comment this. The amount of enthusiasm you fucking put into that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was bad, so.
Let me explain the segment to you.
Yeah.
It is a game that you can also follow along at home.
I wish I really would. I was really bad in my first showing.
If you followed along with the State Your Case game where we were doing the news headlines, it's not very dissimilar to that. Yeah. But I'm going to give you some comments. These are comments that were left under videos on the internet. Ooh. Two of the comments at a time that I'm going to give you were comments left under random YouTube videos. Yeah. That other third comment was a comment left under a Pornhub video.
And it's only Pornhub?
Only Pornhub.
Oh, okay. That makes it a lot easier, surprisingly.
So, are you ready to play the comments game?
Yeah.
Your job is to figure out which of the three comments came from under the Pornhub video.
Okay, so there's some analysis here.
Yes.
This is going to take a while.
You ready to start?
Yeah. Hit me.
First batch. I was scratching my balls during this part, and when the face popped up, I almost ripped my dick off. Okay? Okay. I was peeling an orange while watching this, and it squirted, and I almost crapped in my pants. And finally, imagination is the essence of discovery.
God fucking damn it. Oh, that's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
So the third one, right off the bat, I really hope that's the porn one, because that's hysterical.
You know what that it comes from, right?
What is it?
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
No, what is that from?
You've heard it 100 fucking times, but go ahead, make your guess.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know where it's from, and I'm just blanking on it. But, so the first one mentioned itching balls. Yeah. I feel like YouTubers scratch their balls too, so we could rule out that being a porn one. So it's probably going to be the second one or the third one, at least. At least I'm thinking. And the second one was, I was peeling an orange.
Yep, and when it squirted, I nearly crapped my pants.
Well, that's a trick one, right?
What you going with?
I'm going with the third one because it does not sound like a porn comment.
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
Yes.
Oh, do I have some fun news for you?
Yeah.
You're right, first of all.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, oh, those are way too complicated.
And not only that, this is the comment right here. We're gonna open that up because it's hilarious.
I have some good. I have some very good comments as well.
So as you can see, imagination is the essence of discovery. Monkey with glasses, and then under it, how the fuck you verify. Yep, and that's Winston from Overwatch.
Monkey with
literally the first thing he says every time the game fucking starts.
Is that the official Overwatch Pornhub account?
They pick Winston. All right. Good job. You're 1 for 1. Way better than the headline one.
Yeah. Well, this one's easier, I think.
You ready for number 2?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do this. This song is good, but I need a man.
That sounds so much like a porn comment. Go on.
Bark, bark, bark. Woof, woof. Bark, bark.
I really hope that's not...
And that's exactly how I look after I take a dump, then realize there's not toilet paper and have to get up and go find some.
I wish the third one is probably a YouTube comment that someone time capped, and I want to see that time cap because I know that face. What was the first one? Can you repeat it?
The song is good, but I need a man.
I'm gonna go with that one.
That one?
Yeah, because there's a lot of those comments on porn videos.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The answer was actually...
Let's see this.
Woof, woof, woof. Bark, bark, woof, woof. And, no, it's bark, 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 woof, woof, bark, bark. And my favorite thing is under this, some porn star comments, "This is wonderful. I am horny now."
Oh my god.
Labrador Retriever.
Because that's what I thought the third one. That's what I thought that one I said was, because a lot of the comments are other porn actresses like promoting themselves. They're like, "Oh, this is me. Come spend the night or whatever."
Yeah, right.
Like, even though they're an e-girl.
See, I threw in some tricky ones for you.
They could all be anything.
Preface: I found these on Reddit. I wasn't perusing the actual website. I went to a subreddit.
Bobby definitely was not looking at porn at 3 p.m.
Thank you. I was doing work, believe it or not.
Yeah. No one believes you, by the way.
Yeah. You ready for number 3?
Yeah. How much are there, by the way?
There's 5 batches.
Okay.
We're halfway through. We're about to be.
All right. Well, actually 3/5, but go on.
Yeah. Compromise. Yeah. Heroin is overrated. Me and the homies are high on Jesus.
Repeat that.
Heroin is overrated. Me and the homies are high on Jesus.
All right.
Got it?
Yeah.
I want boobs. What exercise should I make? These were written straight from the comments. I left the bad grammar in and everything, okay?
Hit me with this third one.
And the last one was, your eyebrows tell me not to trust you.
All right, that sounds... The bad thing about this one is that number 2 and number 3 both sound like porn comments, in my opinion. So can repeat the second one for all of us?
I want boobs. What exercise should I make?
And the third one?
Your eyebrows tell me not to trust you.
Huh. This is really difficult.
Yeah, I try to make them a little, hardsies.
Can you tell me, does this one have a funny sub-comment?
No, this one does not. This was actually the only one that doesn't.
I'm gonna go with bad grammar, boob exercise.
The boob exercise?
Yeah.
This is actually the first one. Heroin is overrated. Me and the homies are high on Jesus. Believe it or not.
On a porn video.
On a Pornhub comment, yeah. I didn't take the picture, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. It was.
I don't believe you. But
the eyebrows video was on some guy doing an eyebrow thing, and I actually don't remember where the boobs one was from, but it was hilarious, and I knew that I had to add it. As soon as I saw boobs, I was like, that one's going in the game. All right, you ready for round 4? What are you now?
One for 3.
1 for 3? All right, not bad. All right. Damn, she could beat anyone at Twister. Inspecting mirrors is a job I could really see myself doing. There's a girl at my school I really like, but I'm too scared to ask her out on a date.
I'm going to go with the third one already.
That one?
Yeah.
It's absolutely that one. It's absolutely that one. And the only thing that makes it even fucking funnier is this.
What's the subcut? Is it the girl?
Like a really top-rated porn company replied, try and fail, but do not fail to try.
This is if we need a supportive community.
I think we found it.
We have Pornhub.
I think we found our new distributor.
YouTube comments are terrible. We're gonna start uploading the podcast on Pornhub. I feel like we could work that. We'll get on one of the other ones.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I hope you got the girl.
I just love how fast you got that one too. It's like you knew.
I knew right away. I was like, "Oh, that's great," and people are gonna be like, "Yeah, go King!" Right?
Yeah, word, right?
That's what we do.
All right, you're 2 for 4, and we got up to our last one. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hit me.
This man looks like science.
Why is that funny?
I miss the days when Modern Warfare 2 lobby chat are toxic but still cooperate and win the game, then later on invites you. Nostalgic. Grammar and all.
I really hope that's the porn video. Go on.
And this porn has horrible music.
I hate you. Repeat the first one.
This man looks like science.
What is that from? What is that?
It's fucking hilarious. I threw it in, if it's a porn comment, hilarious.
This man looks like science. And the second one was that whole shit.
Was the Modern Warfare? You want me to repeat it for you?
Yeah.
Because I love saying it. I miss the days when Modern Warfare 2 lobby chat are toxic but still cooperate and win the game. Then later on invites you. Nostalgia.
I'm gonna go with that one.
You're gonna go with that one? It's absolutely that one. 3 for 5. Fucking high five, my man. Great job.
Hate that. That's terrible. Who commented that?
Oh, I'll show you. But the porn has horrible music one was actually from a fucking Nicki Minaj music video.
Yeah, I knew.
So that was kind of the joke.
I knew that one wasn't it.
There you go. I miss the days when MW2 lobby chat are toxic but still cooperate and win the game.
And they're all...
And every single comment under it is like mad, like, yeah, man.
And they're all current. Like 47 minutes ago. Like, they're quick.
Dude, you're right. This is a supportive-ass community.
There's 16 replies in that video. I knew it wasn't the porn one, but what was the one? The first one, I was like...
This man looks like science.
What is that from? I was like,
it was from like a YouTube video where this guy was explaining something, but he looks exactly like Albert Einstein. So he's like the crazy ass white hair, and he's wearing like a sweater, and that was like one of the top comments.
He should have been in the porn.
Yeah, good job, Dill. 3 out of 5. I had a funny feeling you were gonna do well at this just with your meme humor. I hope you guys played along as well. Yeah. Remember to comment your scores down below. See if you did better than Dylan. Might actually have not this time.
Yeah, I actually.
But did you go like 1 for 5 on
I
the
think so. I think so. I didn't. That was hard actually.
Which one? The
state one. Yeah. I don't know like enough about.
Yeah.
And crazy shit can happen anywhere.
I made those answers really hard too, for sure. I tried to dial it back here, but I definitely threw in some fun ones, as you can tell.
That was fucking great. I mean, I want to find some better YouTube comments. I know Jose.
Yeah, a lot of those comments I found were from really, really old videos. Like, I mean, back when the whole layout of YouTube, like maybe the 2014 layout. That's how long ago it was. Yo, speaking about things that aren't real or something like that, I didn't hear the last part.
Go on. I love your active listening.
Thank you. I'm just really trying to segue into something. I saw that movie Underwater last night. First of all, have you ever heard of it?
No, I didn't see what that is.
I saw a trailer once. It would I'll tell you what I perceived from the trailer.
Okay.
What I thought the movie was gonna be after I saw the trailer was I thought the movie was gonna be like kind of like Sandra Bullock in Gravity, where she's like stuck in space.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna be like Kristen Stewart underwater type of thing.
That sounds like.
You know who's in the movie? First of all,
right.
T.J. Miller.
Okay.
He's kind of like the comic relief type character.
He's good at that.
No spoilers here. Actually, there's gonna be one spoiler.
Okay, so what's the name of the movie?
The movie is called Underwater.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the movie came out either earlier this year or late last year, but I think it was earlier this year. I think it was also just one of those movies that may have been affected by the whole pandemic and like stuff like that. Actually, I want to look up the release date, but I will continue talking as I do so. Long story short, the movie is about Kristen Stewart. It's like a science fiction horror film, and it follows her on an underwater like sea drill type thing. And it's like first of all, I was wrong because she's not the only person in the movie. Like I said, there's like a crew or whatever. Yeah. But there's only like it was earlier this year. It was released in January of this year, so it did get released. I saw the reviews. I get what they're saying about like the plot being nothing real special. You know, it's just kind of like your average sci-fi horror. Like everything that you kind of expect to happens. Even as a joke. Like spoiler alert, flashing right now. I made a joke that like Cthulhu was gonna come and like fuck shit up, and that's exactly what happens.
Is that the plot?
Yeah, that's kind of the twist in it. It's like the ship starts to kind of like implode under like the pressure of the water, and they like the whole movie is them trying to like get to safety and get back. They're like 8 miles underwater, so they have to fucking try to get to the surface and shit like that. And that's not a spoiler because that happens like fucking 3 minutes into the movie. It literally starts crazy, boom. But yeah, I made a joke about that Cthulhu shit. No joke, it fucking happens. So yeah, I see about what they said about the plot, but I honestly think that the visual effects and the sound and the production design might have been enough to save it, because I thought it was actually a fucking cool movie. Yeah,
check it out.
It had honestly the only noteworthy people I remember were Kristen Stewart, T.J. Miller, and I don't fucking know his name, but I just know he plays the Night Fox in Ocean's 12, that like French guy thief. Have you ever seen the Ocean's movies?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so he plays the European
I saw
thief.
them when they like first came out though.
Oh yeah, bro.
So I need to. We definitely need to watch some of those.
Hell yeah, I love those movies.
Like especially, I mean, I want to watch it right now. That's all. That's it, me.
I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about.
Yeah, I watched this fucking terrible movie. I don't even remember the name of it, but I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna rent it.
Oh, is this the one that you want to watch with us?
Yes, it is I don't even remember the name of
the
movie.
Is this a movie you saw on your own, or like you saw people watching
I saw people watching it, and I went, is this movie accessible online?
Mm.
And the same episode that people were doing reviews of it, and the same time, someone uploaded it free on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
But it actually is on online stores, so they took it down.
Oh, okay.
So now if we were to watch it, I would have to rent it for like $3, but that's nothing.
Oh boy.
Right. Do you want to watch the best movie? I'm gonna actually look up the title right now because I think it's on like my cart, like in my list. Because it is by far like the movie is just filled with like plug-in special effects.
Oh, like drag and drop.
Like it's like literally the car explodes and they just drag an explosion and then it disappears. The movie is filled with that. It is made. It's made by a high schooler.
Okay.
And like their mom is the cinematographer.
That's okay. Look. Sounds hilarious. That's a dope ass mom. You kidding me? That mom is mad cool.
It's bad. And the two main characters are the same girl, too.
What?
Yeah.
And they play like different people.
So it's like two different like ancient people like waking up. So they're both like queens, but they're ancient.
What the fuck is this movie even about?
Okay, I gotta fucking. All right. We really fucking. It's called Diamond Cobra versus the White Fox.
Diamond Cobra and we can watch this online.
We can watch this whenever, and the rental lasts
sometime like between this recording and the recording of next podcast. We're gonna watch this fucking movie
for sure,
and we're definitely gonna talk about it.
Yes, this is it is like. It is by far the best movie of all time.
I can't wait.
The acting is. They got like 2 or 3 like actual actors, and they stick out so much because everyone else is just like her friends and her mom's friends. Like they got like these random people to play like gangsters, but they can't. There's no props department. They're all wearing like different types of gang outfits. It's just
like they just went to Party City.
Yeah.
Just get whatever.
Yeah, blue bandana, red bandana. And I think my favorite part is that there's like one actress that's really good, and then it just cuts to the other actor and they just seem so stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like this person rehearsed their lines. Yeah. They're like embodying the character. She's an FBI agent or whatever in the movie. She's like super like into whatever she's doing, and the other person's like, yeah, like they're reading the lines from like across. I'm like, there's something very like. It hits a funny bone with bad movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because it's funny, but it's also funny because they really thought that they could make a movie.
It's like not even that. It's they really thought they could make like a great looking.
There are people who spend like years making a movie, millions of dollars, and the movie does terrible. Mm-hmm. They might lose their job.
Let me make something super clear real quick.
Yeah.
Making a movie look good has very little to do with money or like the effects team or anything like that. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but all this is just good composition, some decent lighting, and that's that.
Honestly, a lot of this looks so good because of lighting.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It just looks good.
That's all it is. And I still hate the way that these fucking webcams look, but that's not on my part.
No, I mean, whatever.
They're webcams.
Yeah.
And someday, episode fucking, I don't know,
no one even,
62.
Bro, no one even knows they're webcams until you said it. You broke the illusion. People thought these were some high-tech cameras.
I'm going to stop watching now.
Yeah. They do it on fucking webcam.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't need anything flashy to make, like, a good-looking movie. But when you start to add in those things, not knowing what you're doing, and you start to, get a little more
I could film a whole movie on my iPhone with the 4K camera. But if I tried to do the plug-in effects...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And just, like, let me just, like, not know how to edit and not sync the audio. Like, that's the word. It's like your movie's on Amazon Video, and you can't sync the audio.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what are...
Like, there's literally people whose job is to just sync the audio to the video.
Yeah.
Crazy. But, yeah, I love those movies, though. There's a place in my heart for them. We need them.
Yeah.
They fucking keep me going. Speaking of independently made films, I had something I wanted to bring up. I think I briefly mentioned.
Which, by the way, I only watched a few minutes, but I'll let you talk, but... Cool to have some closure, maybe,
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's break this down.
Yeah.
Years ago, I mentioned briefly earlier in the podcast that I went to college for a year. After that first year in college, I went to film school because that was what I wanted to do. I went to a college, took film there, but I had to go through like years of just like theory and all that stuff before they even gave me a camera. Yeah. And I had already learned a bunch of this stuff from high school and just on my own, Yeah,
because you're into it.
Exactly. When I made the jump to film school, way better. I always tell this to everybody. I was like, on my first day of college in the film class, they told me just that. They were like, you have to go through like 1 to 2 years of theory, and then we'll give you a camera and you'll start doing experiment projects and shit like that.
Yeah.
My second day of film school, they gave me a Red Scarlet, which is like a $10,000+ production camera. They gave it to me with like 3 other people, and they were like, just go to Times Square and just see what you can shoot. Like, let's just see what you got. Crazy. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It was
that's the best.
It was like way better.
Yeah.
But we had basically our for that school or whatever. Oh my God, you broke it.
Yeah.
Was we had to make a thesis film.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine made it. We all kind of made a thesis film, but one of us kind of made like a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where like all of us were like in on it. I acted in it. Another friend of ours was the cinematographer, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for an independent project, it was a 30-minute short film. It was filmed on a Red Scarlet. Not only that, we filmed it maybe 4 days, and each day was like 3 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Jesus Christ. So I remember because I remember you were shooting at like late at night. I was like, geez, what is...
My dad came to pick me up every night, like 3 in the fucking morning. Such a homie. And we weren't filming far away from my house either. It was like relatively close, like maybe a 15-minute, 20 drive.
Mm-hmm.
But like still, we worked our asses off. Long story short, filmed the movie. We kind of like disbanded so that we could go into the post-production processes for it. I even came in to do like ADR, which is where you record your voice lines. If say your voice line gets fucked up in the actual recording, you just have to come back and redub it, type of thing. So we did post-production work, and then the guy who made the movie just kind of dipped, and I never saw that movie for like 5 years. And keep in mind, I told everybody about this movie, my parents.
You're in a movie.
We would go to places, and it wasn't even just that. It was just like I said, we worked long ass days, so I have mad stories about. Like you said, I was in a movie.
Yeah, you have
even
mad
stories and shit like that. Yeah, right. Don't watch that movie. I'm specifically not putting it anywhere because I don't want anyone to see that. It looks so different. But yeah. The other night, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I was just really clapped, and I was just I decided I was going to Google my name, as you do in fucking 3 in the morning when you're dunzo.
Yeah.
And an IMDb page came up for Robert Rosario. And I was like,
for you?
Yeah. And I was like, what
You're on IMDb?
Yeah. Shit you not.
Oh, holy shit.
And the title of the movie was there, so I clicked it, and it had like all the people or whatever. And the trailer popped up, which I had seen before.
Yeah.
So I just watched the trailer again, and I was like, oh, crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then, just out of pure curiosity, I Google videoed the title, and it was on YouTube. It was uploaded like 5 months ago. So
that's very recent.
Yeah, and it wasn't even edited. It wasn't even uploaded by like the guy. Yeah. So whatever happened. But I got to see it, like you said. It felt like a little bit of closure.
Did it feel like the movie was almost complete and he dipped, or did it feel like a complete movie?
It felt,
because I watched like 5 minutes of it. I didn't like.
I definitely have not theories about it, but it's like half of that, like what you said. Like it wasn't complete.
Is it noticeable? Like, is there like?
But it's not really. It's what I mean.
It's not like half of the movie is like really good, and then the other half is like poor editing.
No, actually, if I'm being completely honest, me not even being in the movie, if I wasn't in it, starring in it, working on it, blah blah blah, it was a pretty decently shot movie.
Yeah.
I always say a lot of it went into our cinematographer. Not a good friend of mine, but like back then he was like my big buddy Fabricio. Stupid talented cinematographer. Yeah. Like I still see this guy's stuff on Instagram, and I'm like, I'll never be that good ever. So he, like, the shots look great. They're framed amazingly. We did our part, like we would wait for the right times of day. Even him as a director got budgets together to film in like actual diners and to get people to bring 50s looking cars, because like it has that whole era set.
Yeah.
So like, money and production went into this. It wasn't just like, let's show up here and film. It was like a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, the movie flows really well, but it kind of like what you say, maybe the movie just feels really unoriginal.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really mean that in at least entirely an offensive way. It's just like the movie just kind of seems like trope after trope after trope. You know what I mean? Like character who's like wimpy or whatever meets girl who changes perspective, gets bullied. It's just like it's a very nothing super unique. I'd say the only real unique thing about that was the time period the movie's set in, because apparently it takes place in like the 50s or something like that. But there's still scenes where we're like using our cell phones. I'm wearing a Neff watch.
Oh my
stuff
God,
like that, you know?
That's mad funny.
But like you said, it was great to finally fucking watch that movie. I mentioned before, I saw it at like 3 a.m. So like the next day I woke up at like 8 or 9 and I ran down to show my mom. And I was like, Mom, you're not gonna believe what I fucking found. She's like, what? Because she's just gotten up, she's making coffee, and I showed her like the first minute of it, and she's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She like runs and gets my dad. She's like, look, and I showed them. We finally got to fucking like watch it.
Some closure, yeah.
Hell yeah. It's also really cool because like I said, mentioned before, I have a lot of stories that I would tell people about like where we film things and stuff. So now that I actually have it, and I can be like, see,
you have a reference.
Like there's a part in the movie where like I get beaten senseless by this guy, and like we even had like a makeup artist come to do like a crazy black eye look on me and stuff like that. But in that scene where I get beaten, like I actually got fucking hurt a couple times, like no bullshit. Every time he hits me, it's fake. He was actually like kind of a stunt guy.
Yeah.
But when I fell to the ground, I went like that to fake getting hit by like a hit, and I hit the back of my head into the gate behind me.
Jeez.
So I was fucking out, but I still kept in character, so I didn't, I'm a fucking professional.
Yeah.
So I still kept at it, and then when he went in for a kick, he actually kicked me in the rib, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then as he was walking away, he says some line where he's like, nice seeing you, or some shit like that. He fucking stepped on my fucking foot, but like sideways like that. So he like flattened my foot out. And then afterwards, the director like yelled cut. And he was like, Bobby, that was great. And I was like, can I go home? It's like, thanks.
I mean that's not acting. That's like actually just getting beat up.
Just getting beat the fuck up,
yeah,
right?
When you said stay in character, I'm like, yeah, that is your character. Your character is to be beat up, and you're getting actually beat. It works.
I meant more like I wasn't going to be a priss about it. Like, stop. I can't.
Stop. I hurt my ankle.
I can't. We need to stop.
We need to stop. The scene where I'm getting beat out. I'm getting the shit beat
you know
out
what
of me?
did happen on that shoot, though?
What?
We had like a makeup lady come. I am shameless about saying any of this. I don't care about any of these people minus like 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just that.
Yeah.
The makeup lady. I have just like this weird fear of like shit in my eyes. So that whole process of doing like the makeup took way longer because I had to like stop every 5 minutes just to catch my breath. Like that's how panicky I was about people like touching my eye and stuff like that. It was crazy.
All right.
She got fired from that job.
Wow.
I believe she peed in a bush at one point, and then she also started to try to flirt with somebody else on the set.
This is the makeup lady.
Yeah. But long story short, she was not fired
Christ.
because I don't think she was getting like paid all that much, but it was more just like I think it was just
Hey,
like we don't need you anymore.
Hey, can you not pee in the bush?
I think it was more of just like a we don't need you anymore type of thing.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter was we didn't. But then at the last second, they realized that we needed to film one last shot where my character needed the black eye. So they were like, fuck, what do? We don't have her anymore.
Did they run to our house?
No, they sent somebody to CVS, and they bought purple eyeliner with glitter, mind you. And they just glittered fucking my eye, and then I got an allergic reaction to it. So I'm just like,
is that in the movie? Is there a part in the movie where you have glitter on you?
Yeah, not glitter because they wipe most of that part out, but I am swollen because of the fucking actual allergic reaction. So I mean, I took a bit of a beating on that, but like I said, it was good to watch. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I was pretty harsh on my acting, but even then, looking back on it, I thought it was pretty. It was the first time I ever fucking acted in a movie, and let alone they gave me the lead in a 30-minute short film, and I think I did pretty decent. So. That was that.
Most important question, though. When's the sequel?
Never.
I think there should be a sequel.
Never. Maybe we should make it.
With everyone, it's just the joystick.
Me all old and shit like that with a beard now.
I don't know about that.
Just like what happened in the future. Completely different time period. We're in the 60s now.
Yeah. We're nowadays.
Nowadays.
Yeah, and every character is someone from Joystick. Joey could be the lead man.
My love interest is fucking you.
No. No. Why? But we change. Like you play a different character, and Joey plays the lead character because he's the actor.
Yeah. So you play Joey's love interest. I think you like that.
Totally. For sure.
That guy needs to be in a video fucking ASAP. Good news about that. Saying. Joey's coming soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, he'll be in it. I was saying we should have him on for a Halloween episode.
I want to, but I feel like that's so far. Like, I want him on for sure. He's the spooky boy. He has to be on the fucking Halloween episode. But we need to get him on something for sure.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
There was another movie thing I wanted to bring up because we literally said before the podcast we were going to talk about.
Like I said, I was going to say, what movie do you think needs a sequel?
That's what you were going to say. Yeah. And we were talking about fucking sequels. Yeah. And you didn't remember that?
No.
God. We literally brought this fucking topic up before the podcast. Yeah. And someone starts talking about, so that movie should have a sequel. And then we can't remember that we were going to talk about movies that should have had a sequel.
Yeah, because Borat just got announced that there's going to be a Borat 2.
That was pretty cool. Because he had said that he was coming back to that prank comedy stuff, and I had no idea it was going to be that at all. And what a time, right?
Oh, yeah. And now you can go to Kazakhstan again, but you go to the same event, they're going to be like, get out. You're not from Kazakhstan. Because, like, he actually went to, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Fucking,
But, yeah, what do you think needs a sequel? I feel like there's a lot out there.
What do you think? I want to hear what you think would need a sequel first.
Well, the first movie I think of is Accepted.
You think so?
Because I feel like the concept of making a school has so much around it, especially at the or it's like a spin-off TV show you could have done. You know,
I love Accepted just the way it is.
Me too, but I feel like anytime there's a movie with such a wide concept, I feel like I would always like more about it. Like I would whenever there's like a movie with like that creates a world, I go, well, I would like to see that world in like another way. You know,
funny you bring that up. The movie I think of that comes to mind is Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know necessarily if I would have wanted a Napoleon Dynamite sequel, but just that world is really fucking interesting.
He goes to college.
You know what I mean? Something like that, right? But just like that whole like rural Idaho, just like feels like it's just so fucking cool to me for some reason. Like that's kind of the aesthetic of that movie.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole movie is about the friggin' the middle of nowhere town.
Yeah,
and they're just doing all this dumb stuff because they're bored.
So that one comes to mind for me.
And like any movie John Heater's in.
I think it should have been. They made a Benchwarmers too.
Oh yeah, but
it's like not.
It's not any of them. It's not even the same.
It's like I don't. It's not straight to.
Those are. I don't consider those a sequel.
Exactly. It's like those straight to DVD fucking Disney movies.
Like a straight rip-off movie. It's like the people who made the another movie you need to watch, which is the rip-off Twilight movie.
Is that the one you told me?
Yeah, it's real. It might be worse than the movie I just brought up before.
You mentioned something about I think the wolves or something. The wolves or something that was really funny to me, or something.
All you need to know is that it's
terrible.
They cast the lead man.
Was it the one that shot like scene for scene like Twilight?
It's literally Twilight, but at the end they make a plot twist that she has AIDS.
That's what it was. That's exactly.
And there's all these like parts in the movie where he's like, yeah, I want to become a blood doctor.
I knew there was a catch in there.
And then at the end she has like this whole speech where she's like holding a gun and she's like holding it wrong, like she doesn't have her finger on the trigger, and she's like, I'm gonna shoot, and she's like not even holding it even remotely normally. And it's just like, and there's a scene, I remember this scene perfectly because I was like watching, again, every week I watch these terrible movies, and he has this giant bag of blood and he's pouring it into a cup. But he pokes like the tiniest hole in the cup. So it's like a 5-minute scene, and he's just looking at the blood, just watching it pour slowly into the, and I'm like, why is
we get it? Like
he's pouring the fucking. You couldn't just take a knife and go. That looks not. It's like it's not creepy either. It's supposed to be Twilight. Twilight's like it's like a romance, and the lead guy is ugly. The lead guy looks.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
He just has like this boxy head. He's supposed to be like this hot love interest, but he's chubby. It's like, who is this? No one wants to date this guy.
Oh man, I want to watch that.
We gotta watch that. I don't. And it's based on a novel, but the novel was written after the movie.
Wait.
You know, because how Twilight it's based on a book, so
Yeah.
it's like legit. Like and then you watch.
So they made a novel.
They made a novel,
and then made a movie based on the novel.
They re-released the movie saying based on the novel, but in the novel there's screenshots of the movie with like a book filter on top of it, so it looks like it was drawn.
Yeah.
They have like the drawn to
I know
life
exactly
filter.
what you're talking
They
about.
use that in the book,
like the Chuck E. Cheese draw your face fucking real quick thing.
and the book is only 80 pages and it's in a giant font. So you could tell that it wasn't even like a real book. They just made the book because they made this movie.
The vampire bit me in the neck.
Turn page. I was just like, don't be a fraud. I think people need to learn that.
Yeah.
Or just like
put genuine ethic.
Yeah.
Work in, if you're, don't make a movie to make a movie. You know what I mean?
Don't make a movie like and the director is like such a dick. Like
it's like how do I say this without? Go ahead, say your thing first.
But the director is all. I feel like a big thing about when you do something like that is how you go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're jokey and you're just like laid back and just trying to make a bad movie and you make a bad movie, okay, you made a bad movie. It could be comical. But when you this guy, his name, not to call out this guy, but his name is Vitaly Versace. And he's
mentioned this,
and he's an Italian man, and he's like talking about how much he wants to make all of these amazing American movies, and he makes this garbage. Like he makes the worst thing, and he's like, takes himself so seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
And it's like, this isn't good, man.
How do I say this without sounding like an asshole at all? So first of all, I'm not even gonna say a name or anything.
Pretentious film school guy. What do you gotta say?
No, it's not even that. I just there's this person that I know. He's a friend of one of my parents.
Hopefully he watches.
Yeah, right. And he started making movies kind of like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That just kind of became his passion. So he got people together.
But he didn't do it when he was younger.
No.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like on the iPhone.
The best.
Yeah. And I mean, like, they write scripts. So these are movies. These aren't just like vlogs or something like that. But then like you said, this is somebody with little to no experience doing this. Mm-hmm. So they jump and they do it, but then they take themselves super seriously. Yeah. And then it's like just the fact that they made the movie. They're just like, I made a movie. Yeah, I made a movie.
Yeah, I made it super great.
I'm working on a new one, this, that, and the other. And you hear it and you're like, oh, it's crazy. And then you watch it and you're like,
this is the word. Yeah. Because not only do people think you're crazy, but now they know you're disingenuine.
Yeah, right.
Because the thing is, like, a lot of people respect the passion. They respect the hustle, the work ethic. Mm-hmm. They love people love seeing that.
There's a big difference of doing that and then passing it off as like it's your life's work or whatever. And then there's a difference of making that with knowing it's not the most perfect thing in the world and looking for feedback and knowing that the next time you're gonna make improvements and shit like that. But to just shouts to that water sloshing. Yeah. But to just, put that out and then immediately be like, yeah, this is what I do now. This is my job. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't even put out a fucking short length movie yet. And like, that's just me being like too scared to do it, But look out for it soon. Don't tell me with it.
It'd be way better than whatever that guy made.
Like, I don't even want to sound pretentious, but I know a thing or two is what I'm saying. And I say this bottom of my heart. I love that guy. You know what I mean? It's just what he's doing nowadays, but it blows my mind. Yeah. Blows my mind.
No one, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a lot of people in the world.
Yeah. This isn't recent, by the way. This is like as of 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So is he still doing it though?
I was gonna say I don't know.
Okay, I hope he is.
But I know what we're looking up after this fucking show.
I really hope he has 8 full-length movies now, so we can watch them.
Yeah. So fucking. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I looked at the time. We're getting to our last segment. Woo! The jam and the yam of the week.
Oh yeah. Oh, I totally forgot that was the segment.
Do you have it, yam?
I don't remember the name of it.
All right, so Dylan's gonna pull out his phone for the 7th time.
So I do this every week, by the way.
Yeah. Actually, I don't. I remember the name of my song and the person who does it, but it has a feature, and I don't want to. I don't want to fucking
Bobby
leave the feature out.
But Bobby can look it up on his fancy laptop over
that
there.
nobody can see.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah, I hit the laptop today. Just wanted to see what a clean table looks like. And look, I have nothing blocking me and you. It's so
I'll go first now because you're not even ready.
Are you gonna fucking take the jam from me first? That's so fucked up. I'm honestly upset about that.
No, go ahead.
No, we're not friends anymore.
Go ahead.
Podcast's over. It just stopped.
So the yam of the week, guys, is It's All a Waste by Ericdoa and Glaive. But it also might be pronounced Ericdoa.
Oh, shout outs to Glaive.
Oh yeah.
Loki making some bops. And like being 15.
Yeah, like all these singers are all 15 to 17, and they're all over 6 feet tall. I don't know what is good. Like they all like I saw them hanging out, and I'm like, oh, like, okay. But yeah, great song, absolute yam.
And
bop.
The jam of the week is "Hard on Yourself" by Charlie Puth and Blackbear. So
I've not heard that song.
It's pretty fire. Nice little R&B, little bop to it. You know,
love Charlie Puth.
I love Charlie Puth too.
Yeah, when I first saw Charlie Puth, I forgot what song it was, but I heard a couple of Charlie Puth songs, and I was like, I hate this man.
Right?
Like right off the bat,
then you
I was
see him making the music,
and then I see him making the beats at home,
and then his second album was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a bunch of 80s influence, a bunch of R&B influence. I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't.
Going back to the genuineness of things, I love him for that specifically. Like you can tell, like he bleeds for music. I love when you can just see anybody talk about something like that. It's awesome.
And some people who lose the passion, that's the saddest, I think. Like you see someone like, no offense to DJ Khaled, but he used to like make all of the beats. He used to like recall people up individually. Now, like, he has 5 producers a song.
Crazy.
His son, who was at one point a toddler, is one of the producers. And he won a Grammy, and he's like, my son, he's a Grammy award-winning artist. It's like, that's not how that works. You can't just put your fucking infant on your album and be like, oh.
So is that kid, like, technically the youngest person with a fucking Grammy?
Yeah, technically speaking, I think so.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah. His father.
Imagine that kid grows up to get an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony on his own, and then he gets the EGOT from that fucking, or an Oscar alone, and he gets the EGOT from that fucking technicality.
He did No Brainer with Justin Bieber and Quavo. 3. There's actually a photo. They show a photo of him. He's like in the, what's it called? Like the
booth.
No, he's in the booth with his dad, but he's in like the toddler backpack thing, and he's like on like these like
the fucking mixer.
Yeah. He's on the mixer
with baby headphones on.
No, the giant ones. They're full size.
They're like covers his entire face. Thank you for watching episode 7 of the Joystick Show.
I really hope DJ Khaled doesn't comment.
I really hope he doesn't watch.
He's gonna get really upset.
He's gonna get really. I hope his fucking son doesn't watch. He's probably not gonna like that we made fun of him for not actually winning that Grammy. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, really grateful for the support we got last week. Hopefully,
make sure to check out Let's Play.
Yep,
great show.
By the time you watch this, 2 episodes will have been out. It's kind of like a new thing we're trying, diversifying content out. We even have some other plans to do some more live action stuff. Very soon. Hopefully.
Hopefully soon. Put that in the description.
Make sure to like and comment. Especially comment.
Yeah.
Give us stuff to talk about.
A lot of people were hitting that bell.
For sure, yep.
Hit that bell. Hit the Drake bell.
We even got a suggestion for a segment, which I thought was pretty cool. It wasn't on a comment, but it was from a DM. But you know, if you have,
I have some too.
If you got some suggestions for segments or just overall topics, general stuff you want to hear us talk about,
I'll leave us on a cliffhanger though. I said click that bell for the notification. I touched the Liberty Bell.
Are you not supposed to do that?